the shower. I don't want to take a shower and then walk around with a dirty ass all day because it leaks. You got to stop every hour and clean it, and then it gets hot out. So I like taking a shit before I go in the shower. But there's some days the system don't work according to your fucking pussy schedule. So you wash, and then you come out. Some days I was taking a shower, and as soon as the water would hit my back, I'd have to take a shit.
I think that's the worst.
Let me tell you something. When you got to dry off
and
to
take
a
shit,
and it makes you have to go to the bathroom as soon as the water hits you. So sometimes you do sit on a wet toilet, and it's a horrible feeling.
It's the worst feeling.
It's a horrible feeling. So for a while there, I was just saying, fuck it, let me just shit while I'm taking a shower.
So you would just scoop it out?
No, I would either unscrew that thing. Sometimes I'd pick it up in my hand and just throw it right in the
No! Joe, stop!
That's how disgusting I am. Sometimes I would just shit. In Vegas, sometimes I was eating pills and doing blow, and I would just sit in the thing with my legs open like a Chinese guy. You know how they shit in China, but only with water hitting my ball sack and my asshole at the same time. It's a party. And I would just shit and watch the shit come out with all the particles, and then I get like the soap and push it down the hole like a grater. Yes, I would. I'm disgusted. Those containers of weed,
yeah,
those are all new. So instead of throwing them away, what I do is I have these flies that get caught in the bathroom,
yeah,
and they get caught in like a glass, and they get all fucking retarded. You ever see a fly when they're in the glass by the sun?
Yeah.
They get like their vision is lost. So they start getting close to me. So I take one of those cans and I leave the dust in it from the weed. And I take the fly, I'll hit it. I'll just capture it and I'll take like a wing off and I'll put them in there and I'll close them in there and I'll put holes on top of the fucking thing so they can breathe. And I just leave them in there so like experiment with weed for 3 or 4 days, just the corners. Dog, you know how many flies I let out there? They don't want to go nowhere. Like,
well, they don't have wings anymore.
No, they don't have one wing. They can still fly part-time. You know what I'm saying? It's a one-way trip.
Yeah, they can take a lot of lefts.
Oh, my God. You have no idea how much fun I had with those flies. I got like 3 of them. I got 2 of them in there now. They've been in there for like 2 days.
Well, fuck it. What if flies live a week? Let them have a good half a life.
I take a little Starbucks coffee stick, and I'll take a little piece of shit, and I'll feed it to them. Just to keep them alive and shit. It's like a weed THC lumber. What do you call those chocolate bars with nuts around them? Like they give away on Christmas, the little truffles. So they get like a little weed truffle. They get shit wrapped up with little weed, and they get fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's like Hannibal Lecter feeding the girl in the well.
I was going to have to ask my therapist about this. Like, I don't know what is it.
Now, where do you get the shit? That's not your shit.
Yes, it is.
No, I borrow it from the guy next door. Yeah, it's my shit. I go next door and knock on his door. You take a shit yet? Let me fucking scoop some up and feed it to my pet.
So you got a stick and you take a shit and you...
You didn't take that test yet when you're 50 where you take a little piece of your shit and mail it in?
Yeah, but not to feed a fly.
You take that. That's why I don't use those Starbucks sticks. You ever go to Starbucks and have those wooden sticks? Those are the same ones you use to cut the shit and put it and send it to the doctor's office.
Why don't you just use your cat shit? You have cats.
Because that's not fair. They don't want cat shit. They want good human shit. It's like giving them. This is grass fed, reefer. This is
free range Joey.
I'm eating chicken from Kansas City. That's been kicked in a cage. I take care of my flies. You know what I'm saying? I want my flies to have the best nourishment.
They got to be strong.
They got to be strong.
Yeah.
And then I got to eat weed for 2 days. There was like 3 flies. I turned over. The shit was gone. There was a little THC dust left. They just lived on my counter for like 4 days. I went away. I came back. There was 1 left. I don't know what happened to the 2 other ones.
I remember doing something to my dick one time, putting something on my dick. I don't know if it's pool cleaner or like that shit you unclog a drain with.
Drano?
Yeah. And I'll never forget, I was working construction, Eddie, and it was hot out, and I went into one of those plastic bathrooms. You know those things that you piss out, porta potty? Yeah. And I took my dick out, and it was just blistered. Like it was one big blister, like I could bail out. It was pissing out of like 3 holes. I swear to...
Did you put Drano on it?
I put Drano. That's what I would do to pass a fucking urine test.
What does it look like now?
Huh?
Is it back to normal?
I don't know. I'll let you sniff it later. You tell me, cocksucker.
Yeah, a black Boy Scout. I'm just gonna say.
I'm telling you right now, you never seen a black Boy Scout. They're either gay or KKK. Those little kids. They either come out to be gay or KKK. Either the fucking troop leader fucks them in the muffler, Sandusky style.
Not in the muffler.
Sandusky style.
You
gotta get out.
It's like
They
doggy
fuck them
style.
in the tent, and they send them out into the wilderness. What do you think is going to happen to these poor kids? You think they're going to survive? They're going to move to Santa Monica Boulevard. That's the only thing that's close.
Get you some roller skates.
Yeah, get some roller skates at the Gap Band.
I
did a movie. I booked a movie called Pizza and Bullets.
Sounds great.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And they had the girl from The Godfather. But I went and shot the first scene, and I'm like, I'm not going back.
You did it.
And the next day, I had a 6 a.m. call, and I got coked up to the gills. And they came knocking on my door, and I went out and I grabbed the kid, threw him and shit. And they called the cops. It was hysterical. They're like, don't you want to be in this movie? I'm like, I never want to be in your fucking movie again. The casting director called me and said he'd never book me again. He was going to call everybody.
Fuck Pizza and Bullets.
Tell them that I was a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the director called me, and I yelled at him. And now the director's trying to be my friend on LinkedIn. Fuck him. Fuck him. I don't even have LinkedIn, but I saw his name. I'm like, look at this fucking creepy. It's two gay guys live across the street from me. But they're the fucking weirdest gay guys because they don't go out. They don't do nothing. They sit in that fucking house all day. I want to kick that door down and go, you know, did anybody tell you you're fucking gay? Get out there. Dick is free. Sperm is free. You go to Santa Monica. You know what? Dick is free. Free. These two gay guys stay in the fucking... And they're not gay together.
What?
They're not together.
they're roommates?
Yeah, they're roommates, and they never fucking go out. Every once in a while in the daytime, they take a cruise. They're in front of the house feeding cats. So the other day I got out of the car, I was listening to Elton John, and I was blasting. I was stoned. You know, and the weed and the music just connect as one. And I pulled up to the house, and they were like out there, and I opened up the window, and I go, nobody in this country remembers when Elton John used to sling dick like a motherfucker. And they just looked at me, looked at each other, we're in the house. It was killing me. Because like for 6 months, it'll just throb at night. The fungi comes alive.
It hurts?
Yeah.
I thought it was just growing
So
like
again,
an
this
ecosystem.
weekend, I go in the tub, and I just sit there for, like, I only do it in hotels. I bring the heavy-duty artillery to the hotels and shit. The industrial nail cutters.
Yeah.
And the shit you clean the fungi out. So I go in the tub, I soak that shit, I cut those nails, and I take them and I sniff them real good.
Do you save it for after the show?
I leave them for the maid. I put a 20 right on top. There you go. Have a party, cocksucker. She comes in the room. She listens to the couch. There's 1,000 little fucking fungi nails everywhere. All different colors. Green, purple. They're like the gay flag.
They cut holes in the fucking cushions.
Jesus
so
Christ.
sharp.
Oh, my God. Sometimes I cut them and poke my wife with them. I was telling Lee, I'll just poke her. And she'll go, what the fuck is that? It's a fungi nail. Keep it up. It's like a snake tooth.
She's going to get like an infection
I'll
from
take,
whatever on the fungi.
I'll take this to a concert. I'll stab like 18 people. 16 will start scratching within minutes and shit. That's what I should do. Take a fungi nail out and do a show of me stabbing people with my fungi nail. Can I stab you with my fungi nail? Bergie, our friend Bergie, the Armenian. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, Bergie, I am fucked up, you know. And he proceeds to tell me a story about his brother's arm is stuck like this forever. And he has to, you know, his mother has to put like a fucking pocket over here so he can keep his hand in there. But his hand is like this. You know, and I'm like, did you get him a cape? You know, and I'm fucking. But the funny thing was when he was telling me a story about his brother, it's like anybody else telling you a story about their family that has a disability, you know. And at first, you want to keep it as serious as you can. But I'm going down deep with this Chibo Chudeka. I just burst out fucking laughing in the poor guy's face. And it was so overwhelming that I burst out laughing that I almost fainted. Because I was so embarrassed that I was laughing that it lifted everything, the anxiety level.
Yeah.
But I couldn't keep it straight. And he kept going. Like, yeah, he has to keep his arm like this. And my mother made a jacket for him to stick his arm in. And I am
like Napoleon.
Yeah, and I'm fucking freaking.
I'm surprised you let him keep telling you because
I
usually when you
couldn't
got
tell him to
high,
stop.
Did you get a cape like he's gonna hide his face in it?
Yeah,
like,
this is the way it's
like
if my hand was permanent like this, I just get capes all day and walk sideways and walk that way.
walk sideways.
You have at least one cape in your closet. I know you.
I love them.
You have a cape somewhere.
Oh, I
Wait,
love
what
'em.
happened to capes? When did they fall out?
When these fucking idiots start wearing tight jeans. Capes have been around forever. There's no way if you can't sling dick on a cape, you ain't slinging.
So right here is the stage, and people actually take their drinks, and they're looking at you like this. And 20 minutes into my fucking show, I'm looking at this couple, and I'm looking at her, and she's fucked up, Joe Rogan. She's fucked up. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And finally, I keep checking out like every 8 minutes, and she's getting deeper and deeper. She's closing one eye. Once they close the one eye, they're fucked up. And finally, I go like this. And she covers her mouth.
No.
And the puke. No. The puke starts shooting out everybody sideways. Like a fucking, what's that thing the kids play in? Like a sprinkler, but just awkward chunks. And then she just let it all out. And she sat there for 5 minutes puking all over herself. Bro, nobody paid. Everybody got up like somebody was shooting. You thought terrorists were shooting in the club. Everybody got up and started running for the fucking door. They had to stop people. She had a puddle of barf around her. The boyfriend left her there. The boyfriend just got up and walked out like he didn't know nothing. Here's $100. I don't know nothing. You didn't see me with me. Give me back my credit card. And